Hey, what's up? Ian here, and this is the NEOHIPO DC10. It is a desktop DAC, right? So this is not an amplifier, it's just a DAC. And what this does is that it converts your digital signal to analog signal so that you can play it out your speakers. It's a very simple device. In fact, a lot of device that you have in your home has got a DAC chip in it. And this is a separate DAC chip, I would say standalone DAC. So that you get that sound or that sound signature that you want. Okay, this has got a peculiar sound that no other DAC has, and also the quality of the chip in here is far more superior. Okay. So let's talk about this device. First, the internals of this. So the DAC chip in this is the ES9028Q2M DAC chip. Distortion rate on this is 0.0008%, and the frequency range is 20 to 20,000 hertz. This can also decode PCM up to 768 and DSD 256. Okay, so very high quality, high resolution DAC chip, which is very capable. Okay, so how this works, this DAC will need to connect to a source. It doesn't have its own power supply, so it takes power from the source that you're connected to. In this case, I'm connected to my Mac, so it's drawing power from my Mac through the USB-C cable that you see right here. Okay, so it's drawing power from that, and that's how it's being powered up. Now, in the front faceplate here, you get two toggle switches, a very satisfying toggle switch, by the way, physical. It becomes a fidget toy to me. You got your on-off switch on the left here, and you have your audio input source switch, whereby you can choose whether USB, optical input, or coaxial. And then on the right side, you have LED indicator to show you whether you're decoding DSD or PCM. Okay, at the back here, show you the different inputs or the audio inputs, okay, or the ports here. The USB-C input is also a power input, so that's why I say it's drawing power from your source, and it's a minimum of 5 volts. So if your source is giving an output of less than 5 volts, it will not power this device. Okay, and then you have your optical input and your coaxial input, and on the right side here you have your audio output, okay, which goes out directly to your speakers. Or you can have the output to your amplifier and then output it out to your speakers. Okay, so very simple device. Now let's talk about the sound of this. As you can see, I've measured it, but this is by all no means a professional way of measuring. So I'm not going to use my graph to describe the sound of this. I'm just going to use my ears and what I heard to describe to you the sound of this. So basically, from what I heard in terms of technical performance, I would say this is maybe $100. Yeah, the value of it is about $100. Overall resolution of it is quite clear. I compared it with my FIO K11. It's quite comparable. It's just a little bit less resolute than the K11, but other than that, it's actually a very small and very resolute, clean sound. There's no distortion. I can hardly hear any distortion. And by the way, I listen to my speakers at 85 dB. So sometimes just for testing purposes, I crank it up just to see if there's any distortion, but there isn't any. So very low distortion as what they claim. Okay, the overall soundstage is pretty all right. Now it depends on the distance as well, you know, how far away you sit away from your speakers. So I'm sitting quite near to my referencing speakers, my Mackies, and overall the soundstage is quite intimate. All right, so when I sit a little bit further, I can hear the soundstage open up a little bit, and the overall airiness of the soundstage is quite good, I would say. Layers and the sound separation on this is fantastic. Even for, I'm not too sure the price, but for this DAC chip, the overall sound separation and the layers on this is very good. Details on this is all right. It's not the cleanest, but I would say it's actually pretty good for this small little device. And yeah, I would say in terms of the overall technical performance of this, if it's below $100, then it's a very, very good performer. Okay. Now let's talk about tone and timbre for this. This is more of a neutral tone, natural tone, and I would say it's not really warm. It's quite light in the note weight, and lean as well. So I would say this is more of a reference sounding DAC chip, and it's paired to my Mackie. My Mackie is more of a reference sounding speakers as well. So I would say this is actually pretty comparable, compatible with my speakers, and I'm getting that reference sound which I like. Okay, so bass wise, I would say it's pretty all right. It's got good weight to it. It's not too light to a point whereby it's not engaging, it's not satisfactory, but to me it's all right. But the star for me, what stands out to me is the mids. Mids stands out pretty well, and it's very clear as well, and it's not impeded by the bass. Okay, and treble is bright and it's very energetic as well. So overall, I would say it's bright, at the same time not too bass heavy, and overall a very pleasing and neutral and close to natural sounding type of sound signature. Right, now let's compare it with my feel. Let me just pull it out from the back. So feel is a different beast altogether. Basically, feel K11 is a DAC amplifier. So this have built-in DAC. So this one, I would say, is warmer as compared to the DC10. It sounds warmer. Overall technical performance, this would sound a little bit cleaner to me and a bit more weighted, right? A bit more weighted in terms of the sound that is being produced. And the overall sound stage is quite similar. It's a bit wider, but I would say sound separation, this is a bit more cleaner, and overall details is a bit more. Okay, but price difference is a lot more. Okay, so that's the difference, price. Okay, in terms of sound signature, this would sound warmer, more casual sound, and a bit more, I would say, heavy in the note weight. Okay, and bass is more prominent as compared to the DC10. Mids is more recessed, and I would say mids, this DC10 would stand out. It sounds cleaner to me, more forward as well. And treble will sound brighter on the DC10 as compared to the Feel K11. So overall, depends on your listening preference. I think the Feel is more of a casual listening session, and the DC10 is more of a referencing type of listening session. So if I'm editing my audio or editing my videos as well, I would prefer to use the DC10. But if I'm just listening to my music casually, then maybe the Feel K11. Okay, so that's a very quick comparison with the Feel. Let me just put that back, and you guys be the judge. Okay, it's a pretty nice little DAC that sits on the desk, and you can connect it to your source and reproduce high quality audio. Okay, and that's it for my review of this NEOHIPO DC10. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.